You've probably heard it 100 times, right? The drone industry is saturated. There's no money left. I can't compete with Dave with his drone from down the road. But here's the truth. The problem isn't the drone industry. The problem isn't your drone, your location, or even your competition. I'm afraid to say the problem is you. Not because you're lazy, not because you're not talented, but because you've been trained to think like a pilot and not like a business owner. You're taking great shots and delivering incredibly valuable solutions, but you're flying blind when it comes to building a business. You're focused on drones when you should be focused on direction. You should be focused on yourself. And honestly, it's not your fault. Nobody teaches this stuff. Most pilots don't even know what they don't know. So before we fix your prices, your marketing, or your systems, we've got to start at square one. Not the drone, not the client, you. Because until you change the way you think, nothing else changes. I'm Matt Williams, military flying instructor, heavy lift drone pilot, and someone who's trained more than 66,000 drone operators worldwide. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 mindset shifts that transform ordinary pilots into real business owners. The same mindset shifts that will help you get out of your own way to start to shake off your imposter syndrome and finally build the business that you know you're capable of. So now that we've had that little reality check, let's start with the first and most important mindset shift on the journey to becoming a drone business leader. You need to stop being a pilot with a drone and start being a problem solver. Because until you see yourself differently, your clients won't either. Most drone pilots define themselves by what they do. I shoot drone videos. I do aerial photography. I offer drone services. But that's what hobbyists say. Business owners, the ones who get paid properly, define themselves by the problem that they solve and the results that they deliver. They don't sell flights, they sell outcomes. They sell solutions. They sell the idea that they remove their ideal client's biggest pain points. So instead of saying, I take aerial photos and videos for real estate agents, you need to start saying things like, I help estate agents sell homes faster with high quality marketing packages. Same drone, same flight, totally different perception. Because when you sell the result, you stop sounding like a supplier and start sounding like a partner, and clients pay partners, they bargain with suppliers. Here's a simple exercise that will change everything. Write this sentence out for yourself. I help type of client achieve specific result through your solution. Fill it in. Say it out loud again and again and again. If it names a person and a result, you've absolutely nailed it. Because here's the truth. Once you start thinking in outcomes, every other part of your business starts to make sense. Your marketing gets clearer. Your pricing becomes easier to justify. Your confidence skyrockets. And by the end of this video, when we talk about the bonus shift, I'll show you exactly how this single mindset change, seeing yourself as the boss of outcomes, ties everything together and changes the entire way that you run your business. So that's the first big shift, your identity. And now that you're thinking like a problem solver, there's something else that we need to fix. And this one's the difference between chaos and consistency. All right, so now that you're thinking like a problem solver, it's time to fix one of the biggest things that keeps drone pilots stressed, stuck, and skint. They treat every single job like it's the first time they've ever done it. You know the drill. A new client calls and suddenly you're reinventing the wheel, writing fresh emails from scratch, guessing at your pricing again, chasing information, losing track of what you've sent and hoping it all works out. Does that sound familiar? That's not business, that's firefighting. And firefighting's great if you're John Travolta in Ladder 49, but it's a disaster if you're trying to run a drone business. Hobbyists think about jobs. Business owners think about systems. Because systems turn chaos into consistency. They save time, they build trust, and they free up your headspace so that you can focus on actually growing, not just surviving. Here's 4 very simple systems that every drone business needs. Number 1, a client onboarding system. From the second someone says yes, what happens next? Do you have a repeatable process or do you just wing it every time? Your onboarding should be smooth, simple, and consistent. That means a templated confirmation email, a quick checklist of things that you need from the client, a timeline of what they can expect from you, because here's the secret. The more professional you look at the start, the more confident they'll be about everything that follows. Next, your pricing. If you're writing every quote from scratch, you're wasting time and destroying your self-confidence. Build 3 clear templates for your core services, something like this. a basic property listing package, a quick sale property marketing bundle, and then a VIP property marketing package, each with clear deliverables, a set price, and a short explanation of the value it delivers. That way, when someone asks for a quote, you're not scrambling. You're ready, and you instantly look more professional, more confident, and more trustworthy. Here's one that quietly kills a lot of small drone businesses: file chaos. If you've ever found yourself thinking, where the hell did I put that footage? This one's for you. You need a consistent folder structure for every project. Raw footage to selects, to edits, to deliverables, to storage. Whatever it is, label it, save it, stick to it. Then choose one standard way to send your files, like WeTransfer, Google Drive, or Vimeo. Whatever you pick, make it consistent, because when you're organized, clients notice. And trust me, nothing screams amateur louder than losing your clients' files or telling them that the final cut is too big to send over email. This one's pure gold, and almost nobody does it. After you've delivered the job, don't disappear. Send a quick follow-up email. Hey Dave, just checking that the assets worked well for your campaign. Is there anything else I can help with? That one line keeps you front of mind for next time. And if you're feeling brave, take it one step further. Ask for feedback, ask for testimonials, or even a referral. Because if you delivered a great job, most clients want to help you. They just won't think to unless you ask them. So you don't need to build some giant, complicated system. Just these 4 small ones. And the best thing to do is to just fix the one that's causing you the most pain first, then move on to the next when you get time. Because every time you replace a messy, one-off process with a clean, repeatable one, you'll gain more time back, you'll gain more confidence, and your credibility will increase. And that's what builds consistency. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's just systems. And when you combine strong systems with what we're going to talk about next, you'll start to build something much more powerful than a business. You'll start to build relationships, the kind that keep your pipeline full, your reputation strong, and your stress levels low. All right, now let's talk about something that will change the entire feel of your business, because this is the shift that turns your business from a stressful, unpredictable side hustle into something stable, respected, and scalable. It's time to stop chasing clients and start building partnerships. Here's the truth. Most drone pilots spend their entire careers chasing jobs, chasing invoices, chasing clients who ghosted them from the second someone cheaper comes along. That's exhausting, and it's not sustainable. Business owners don't chase, they attract. They build relationships that last. They work with people who already trust them. And here's the kicker. Once someone trusts you, you don't have to keep selling to them. They just keep coming back. These are the 3 things you need to work on to build business relationships that last. As I've said time and time again, after you've delivered a job, don't just disappear. Most pilots vanish the second that they've been paid, and that's a huge mistake. Check in with your clients after a few weeks. Ask how the product you delivered performed. Send a simple message like, hey Sarah, just checking in. Did the videos help with your marketing campaign at all? Anything new coming up that I can help you with? That tiny little touch point keeps you again front of mind. It shows professionalism and opens the door for repeat work. If someone was happy with your work once, there's a good chance that they'll want to work with you again, especially if you make it easy for them. Instead of treating every project like a one-off, think about how to create an ongoing relationship. Could you offer estate agents a monthly content package, or roofers a quarterly inspection plan, or maybe regular marketing updates for a local business? When you become a trusted supplier instead of a one-time contractor, your value and your stability goes through the roof. Now, this is one of my favorite ways to grow without burning out. Start building relationships with other businesses that serve the same clients but don't compete with you. Photographers, videographers, marketing agencies, or surveyors, you can exchange referrals, bundle services, or work as a white label partner. They get to offer more to their clients, you get consistent work, everybody wins. When you start building partnerships like this, everything changes. You'll stop worrying about where the next client's coming from. You'll stop competing on price, and you'll start to feel for the first time like you're in control. And that's where this final shift comes in. Because you've built the right identity, you've created strong systems and built lasting relationships. And there's one final mindset change that ties it all together. This is the shift that separates the pilots who fly drones from the ones who build businesses. It's where you stop thinking like a pilot who happens to own a business and start thinking like a person running a business that just happens to fly drones. See, when you're a pilot, you think short term. You think about the next job, the next invoice, the next upgrade. But when you're a CEO, when you're the boss of outcomes, you start thinking long term. You ask, where is my business going? What kind of life am I building? What do I need to stop doing so I can focus on what actually matters? And that shift, that mindset changes everything. These are the 3 things you need to do to stop working like a drone pilot and start leading like a CEO of your own business and your own life. When you're running everything yourself, it's easy to say yes to every job that comes your way. But every yes to a cheap job is a no to a better opportunity later. CEOs schedule time to work on the business, not just in it. So once a week, block about 1 hour just for strategy. Use that time to plan content, to build systems or follow up with clients. Those small sessions are where the real growth happens. Here's the mistake most drone pilots make. They treat every expense like a cost, not an investment. A pilot says, that new drone is too expensive, or even worse, I'm not making any money with the drone that I've got, but this new one, this new shiny DJI thing, will help me get more business. A CEO says, will this open new doors, make me faster, or raise my value? The goal isn't to spend less, it's to spend smarter. You're not buying a drone, you're buying a business asset that saves you time, builds credibility, and generates opportunities. This one's huge. If you spend all your time around hobbyists, you'll start thinking like one. But when you hang around with other business owners, real entrepreneurs, their mindset is going to rub off on you. You learn how they price, you learn how they grow, you learn how they handle their clients, and you start to realize something powerful. You're not just a drone pilot anymore. You're running a company that provides incredible value to other companies and other people, and that means that you belong at that business table too. So let's pull it all together. When you see yourself as a problem solver, not just a pilot, when you build systems that create consistency, and when you develop relationships that last, when you start thinking like a business leader, you stop reacting to what happens and start creating what's next. That's the difference between pilots who survive and the ones who thrive, between being stuck in the noise and finally building something that lasts. So if you want to know the 20 biggest lessons I learned as a CEO in the drone industry over the last 15 years, lessons that could save you years of frustration, wasted money and confusion, click the video here. I'm Matt Williams, and until the next time, fly safe and blue skies.